Because I know that you worked alongside Travis Kelce, and I was just curious to know what was he like outside of the football persona that we know him as?
One of the nicest guys. He had a very good and gregarious personality. However, he is one of the greediest people I have ever met.
We have a very special guest on the show with us today, one that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give her one anyway. She's an Emmy award-winning actress, best known for her roles on Reno 911, Claws, and the Jeffrey Dahmer story. Please welcome the talented and beautiful Niecy Nash-Betts to TheFumble. Niecy, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're looking like shmoney over there. I don't know what kind of material that is, girl, but you're killing it. You're looking good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So we are a sports-centric platform. So my first question for you is, growing up, what was the athletic feat that you were most proud of? Whether it was double dutch, doing a cartwheel on the front lawn, I don't care what it was, something that you displayed early on that was quite athletic.
Well, I always did jump double dutch, but I
Okay.
was a cheerleader. So that's sports adjacent.
See,
You
Niecy,
know what?
this is so
okay.
funny because I was a cheerleader myself. Rodney gives us a hard time on this platform. He gives us
Why? You shouldn't, because that's a sport. You got high kicks, you got to jump, you got to get flipped, and if you thick, you got to be the base of the pyramid. I mean, it's a sport.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna do it, but I want to do it. I'm a chill, but I'm gonna just be kind today. I'm feeling that on my spirit. God
Thank you.
has me in a season. Yeah.
Anyways, you are also from California. Was there any sports teams that you grew up watching?
Well, we watched any and everything that had to do with the Lakers. When I was growing up, it was like that was the big deal, And then if you knew somebody who knew somebody that was related to a player or some kind of way you were able to get tickets, like the Lakers were like a huge deal when I was growing up. And now, I definitely pull up for the Rams.
Hey. I'm not from LA. I'm from Jersey, but I live in LA, and you do get swept up into the sports culture here. There's something about this being title town. You just can't help it. It's like a winning kind of town.
You can't help it.
What's the most physically demanding role you've had to play, and how did you prepare for it?
Most physically demanding. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna probably say claws because I wore skin tight jumpsuits, corsets, things with everything spilling out, with your waist looking like it was 19 inches, just had me tethered into something. And then you gotta run in high heel boots. You gotta, chase bad guys, have shootouts, all while looking uber glamorous. And I will tell you that the best thing I have is a stunt double. Her name is Jeanette Brandt. Shout out to JJ. Love my girl because she made me look real good. Even so much so, I broke my foot at the end of the last season, but you could never tell because she walked in and walked out and shot people and ran around and made it look, effortless.
Well, I need to know how you broke your foot. Obviously, that's important.
Having a good time. Let's move on.
Okay.
I feel like you are snatched in every role. Like, I feel like every role you're snatched, except for the Dahmer one. That one, like,
Yeah, I wasn't snatched in Dahmer. I did another one after that one called Grotesquerie. I wasn't snatched in that. I don't know if people think I'm snatched in All's Fair, but occasionally. There's an occasional snatch.
I was going to bring up Grotesquerie. I'm sorry, Rodney, because I know that you worked alongside Travis Kelce, and I was just curious to know if what was he like outside of the football persona that we know him as?
One of the nicest guys. He's very committed to the commitment. So he didn't phone it in. He wanted to make sure he knew his lines. He wanted to show up on time. He had a very good and gregarious personality. However, he is one of the greediest people I have ever met. He eats a lot, and I mean a lot. I mean a lot.
It's a big man. He probably requires a lot of fuel.
He eats a lot. I was like, you eating again? But we're still locked in. We still text each other from time to time, and He's just a great guy. I love his mom. He's a great guy.
You are a part of like 0.001% of the population who has had this experience. And so it is an obligation for me as a storyteller to ask. We are very much in the thick of awards season, right? And so as an Emmy winner, I need to know, after you walk off stage and get behind that curtain, what happens next?
You walk off the stage, your heart is still beating fast, you still holding on to the thing. Everybody back there is like, congratulations, congratulations. Come here, take this picture, come stand. And there's a little area back there where you do your first interview. It's a room full of press. You stand on a stage, they ask you questions, you answer them, you maybe get about 3 to 5 minutes, then you go take more pictures. So when I went back, they said, one reporter said you thanked yourself. Why did you do that? I said, why did I do it? I said, because I'm the only one who knows what it cost me to stand right here in this moment. It's not called mama esteem and them esteem. It's
Yeah.
called
So,
self-esteem because don't nobody got to believe it but you. And they were like, oh. And I said, yeah, now where do I go take my picture?
okay. Now, do they take the trophy for it to be engraved? Like, that's the
Okay,
part of
glad
it that
you
I was,
asked.
yeah.
Glad you asked. You take your trophy to the governor's ball, and there is a station where they engrave it right then and give it right back to you.
Okay. And then I'm sorry, Samari, this is like really
No,
important
no, this is
stuff.
interesting.
So then once the engraving is finished and you gotta be walked back out to your seat, where does the trophy live during that
No,
time
you get
period?
the
And
engraving done at the party. It's called the governor's ball.
oh,
It's an
okay, got
after
you, got
party.
you,
So
got you.
then they engrave it right there. They hand it back to you. You hand it to your mama, and she just is so happy and holding it up for people to see when they walk past her seat all night, at the party.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
And then so when you're walking back to your seat, right, like in the space,
In the
and you
space.
yeah, and you walking past your competitors, people that you just beat out. Is it warm? Do you get a sense of some people being like, it should have been me? What's the energy like as you go back to your seat?
I mean, we're gonna keep it a buck. Who doesn't think it should have been them?
If that's a
We all
fact.
think it should be us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But if you're gracious, you say it wasn't my turn this time. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And you say congratulations. But if you got a thorn in your flesh, you just keep it cute with a polite smile.
Heard.
I love this. Okay, so your latest project, Big Age, premieres tonight, actually. And there's some big names on this project. Kind of tell us about it and how did you get involved with this?
Well, some of the big names in Big Age are Cedric the Entertainer and the Jenifer Lewis. How did I get involved? I think I got a call from Kenya Barris, who was the creator of Blackish, and said, I have a cartoon. There's a role I want you to play. Ced is in it. Jen Lewis is in it. Come on, fam. And I said, okay.
Okay.
And here I am. And Big Age is about a couple who are up in age and they decide to check into a retirement village. They're married, but that's Jenifer and Cedric. But I play Cedric's ex-girlfriend. I already live there. So it's just a lot of fun because it's so funny. You can't go wrong with Cedric and Jenifer. Then when you add my foolishness to the mix, and we're old people. Old people are some of the funniest people you ever met in your life. So because when you get to a certain age, you get to say what you want and you get to say it how you want to say it. So we have we had a really good time recording this comedy series.
It's a phenomenal way to earn money, right? Because it is a different like kind of tool and skill set that you use when you're delivering something through your voice. You'll do ADR or whatever, but to go in the studio and record a show, a series, or anything like that, did you enjoy that process of creating and that kind of audio experience?
I love it because it's the only job you have that you can go to work in your pajamas.
Yep.
You don't have to have your lashes on. Your hair doesn't have to be done. It's all right here. It's all in the throat. You bring your throat to work, and I love that.
Is there anything different, like preparation wise, from physical acting and voice acting?
Well, when you're working with Jenifer and Cedric, you definitely have to be able to improv, so that's the one thing where it's like, you could get something and say these are the words, but if you work with these two, they're going to say something that is not on the page, and you got to be right on top of it to be able to hang. You know what I mean? So I'm very, very thankful for my Reno 911 years, because I did all those years doing an unscripted TV show. So it helped a lot in this one.
So you were in studio with them? These weren't just punch-ins. Were y'all in sessions together?
Yes, sessions together.
Oh, so I ain't trying to like talk about myself, but I did this audio project one time, right? We like
Talk
for
about it.
nah, it's cool. It was called Technically Speaking. It was like Queen Latifah, Coco Jones, Keith Powers. It was dope. But we were not in session together. And so
Yeah.
it really was just me trying to imagine the texture and the tonality of Coco and Keith, and Keith and trying to have this dialogue, but I had to create it real time in my head. And it was hard. It was a really tough thing to try to figure out where I should go inflection wise.
Oh yeah, that happens. It's a gift when you can record with the people you're working with, for sure.
Growing up in Gardena, can I just ask who were some of the prominent athletes during your era in LA? Some people that are, from an age standpoint, where your peers at the city was in love with.
At that time, it was a football player named Gaston Green. He was a big deal at that time. He graduated from Gardena and went on to do wonderful things. But that was like the guy who,
Okay.
was the guy.
Now I ain't gonna lie, you smiled a little bit when you mentioned his name, and it came so quick that it seems
Oh,
like
not my guy. Let me just let you know that.
but
I
it
didn't ride
seemed
that
like
ride. I did not ride that ride. let me be
all right.
clear.
Cool. Yeah, that clarification is important. Transparency is healthy. I feel like it's really important
Hey.
these days. Before we get out of here, I want to talk about legacy, and there's been a lot of conversation about what legacy actually means to people. Mike Tyson said last year that legacy is rooted in ego, and there's some people who dispute that. But for you, Niecy Nash, what is something that is important for your legacy to represent?
Oh, the first and foremost thing that I want my legacy to represent is giving, or sharing, because I've never gotten a job and not gotten somebody else a job. You understand what I'm saying? I want somebody that I know to eat from the same tree, from the same fruit, from the same blessings that I'm eating from. So whether that's a grip, a makeup artist, a PA, somebody who wants to work in the camera department, somebody who does music. I've been in situations where I've changed the trajectory of someone's life because I used their music in a series that I was doing. And it, took them off into a different path. But I think that's the main thing. You know what I mean? Don't be selfish. Don't hoard a blessing. And I think that's the main thing I would want my legacy to be.
And it seems like your daughter is wanting to follow in your footsteps, and y'all are identical. It's so crazy to see you guys together. But what is it like for you to see her want to pursue acting like her mother?
Actually, I have 3 children, and I have a boy and 2 girls. All of them pursue acting, but the one who looks the most like me does acting and music.
Okay.
So it is, wonderful. I mean, I tell my kids this is not an easy place to be. If I make it look easy, that's because I'm good at what I do. Right?
Okay.
But the path and the journey, it's not always going to be easy.
Hell no.
And so as long as you know that, and mama got your back, and I'll, help you when I can. I'm not going to give you anything, but I will definitely be at a place to help you navigate the opportunities that come your way. And the only reason why I say I'm not going to give you nothing is because when I'm dead and gone, you got to know how to go get it. You
That
understand?
part.
So I don't want to do you a disservice and make you think everything is just going to come from my hand, because it's not.
I would be remiss if I didn't at least ask. Love and relationships are very hard to find in Los Angeles. It's tricky out here, to say the least. What's something that is universally applicable in order to have a successful and healthy relationship?
Be what you want to see. I mean, because you're going to always attract, you know, an energy and a vibe and a person that lines up with how you're moving. You understand what I'm saying? So if everybody that comes into your life is crazy,
You crazy.
you got to look in the mirror and be like, "Good morning, crazy." You know, you want to be the best version of yourself because you're going to attract a portion of that. You know what I mean? And then, you know, if you really want something, date for your priority, not your preference. You understand? So your
Ooh.
preference might be, I want it to look this way and, you know, have this and have that. But your priority could be somebody who knows how to pray, somebody who, you know, is going to make you feel supported, somebody who's going to. So when you start to date for the priority, it weeds a lot of people out. And you don't have to go through the foolishness just because they were cute, just because, you know, they had the thises and the that's. That doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be a good partner.
Yeah, so sometimes you got to date ugly. Got it.
That's not what I
See,
said.
Oh, my
that's
fault.
why he in the boat he in,
it's-
Niecy. That's the
That's
reason.
not what I said. That's not what I said.
That's what I heard, but okay. All right.
Okay, well, if that's
Damn.
what you heard, I'm gonna let you have
No,
it.
I'm messing. It was well received, and I appreciate the words of wisdom, not just for myself, but for those out there. So
You're
thank you.
welcome. You're
Absolutely.
welcome.
Well, we are right at our time to get on up out of here. Niecy Nash, thank you for your time. Thank you for your spirited storytelling and the fabrics and garments in which you make look so immaculate everywhere. We didn't ask you about the Jordan commercial. I saw it air last night. Anything you want to say about being a part of the Jordan family before we sign off?
I want to say that I'm your new genie. What do you want?
That's fire.
I will be granting wishes all around town. So hit me and tell me what you want, and I just might pull up on you.